Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Relationship Communications Weekly Live. I'm Lisa DeTavel, your host, and today we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of a productive workday. But before we dive into our topic, there's a few other things I'd like to share with you. First of all, I'd like to thank you for joining me. If you're joining live, do comment in the comments. Tell me where you're coming in from and who you are. I'd love to hear that. If you're watching on the replay later, please do use hashtag replay. And we are streaming on different platforms. So if you're over on Facebook, use hashtag replay. If you're on our YouTube channel, please go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And that way you'll be notified every time we do go live. So if you're joining for the first time, I'm the founder of Relationship Communications, where I coach and mentor established and aspiring professionals to create and grow and scale their network. Relationship Communications Weekly Live is a tactical and practical show that we do every week at the same time, every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And I hope that you'll put that on your calendar and make plans to join us every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Again, as you're coming in, say hello in the comments and let me know that you're here and where you're coming in from. I would love to hear that. So we are sponsored by Tiger Eye Solution. That's my virtual assistant business. And at Tiger Eye Solution, we work with speakers, coaches, and professionals to help them grow their business, help them to be more successful as they move forward. And we enjoy so that they can enjoy being the CEO of their business and do what they love to do within their business. And we do this virtually in our online community. I do want to share some exciting news. I'll share it now and I'll share it again at the end. Relationship Communications is actually getting ready to launch an academy, a networking academy. It actually launches next week. It'll be the doors will be open during the months of October and November. You will start seeing a little bit more of that on my social media channels. There'll be a link there also where you can join the academy if you like. It is a 6-month academy. So, and it is, you go through it at your own pace. So there's 10 modules. There's tons of content. There's videos included. There's also downloadables included. There is so much information in this academy that you will really benefit from and help you move forward with your networking efforts. Like I said, there's 10 modules. Within each module, there's 6 to 8 lessons. And in each lesson, of course, there is a video and content and possibly a downloadable. Every lesson doesn't have a downloadable, but some of them do. So there's a lot in there for you to learn, and that would help you make the most of your networking efforts, whether you're just getting started with networking or if you've been networking for a while. So be on the lookout for that. Doors do open next week in October, and they'll close at the end of November. Like I said, it is a 6-month program. You also get access to me. We'll have a once a month study hall is what I call it, where you can bring all your questions as you're going through the academy, and we can answer those and discuss those. There's also a private Facebook group that will be that's already been created that you'll be invited to if you do sign up to go through the academy. Hello, Mr. Robert Jordan. So glad that you're here with us today, coming in from New York. So before we dive into our topic today, I do want to introduce myself for those that may be new and tell you a little bit more about myself. This was me over 5 years ago in a preschool classroom. I was a preschool teacher for over 25 years. This was actually the last classroom that I was a part of before I left the classroom in 2018 and started my business, my first business, Tiger Eye Solution. So I loved being in the classroom with the kiddos. I learned a lot from them as they also learned from me. And I also built relationships with these children and their families. You do definitely have to get to know the children in your classroom and the way that they like to learn and part of that also is getting to know their families as well. And so you can benefit them and teach them the way they need to be taught so they can learn what they need to learn. We also had different countries represented in this classroom. So there was a learning curve for myself and the other teacher to learn about their culture, their language, all the things about the country that they actually come from, and actually celebrate some of the things that their country may celebrate, because different countries celebrate different things, right? We celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving. There's some countries that do not celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving. That's our two biggest holidays of the year. There's some countries out there that do not celebrate that. There's some countries and beliefs that don't celebrate holidays at all. We had a child in the classroom that could not celebrate anything. If we were having a celebration of some sort for a holiday, Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's, whatever it was, that particular child could not participate. We had to keep that parent up to date on, what specific day we were going to be having that celebration for that holiday, and that child would not come to school that day. It was not held against that child for not coming to school that day, because that was part of her culture and her family's beliefs, right? So, but we did make sure that we kept their parents up to date on when things like that were going to be taking place in the classroom. So there's all kind of things that you can learn with children when you work with children. And like I said, I did enjoy my time in the classroom with them and learned so much. Then fast forward, 2018 is when I started my first business, Tiger Eye Solution. I took a training in the beginning and earned a certification. So I'm a certified virtual expert in my area of specialization. Then as also I moved forward, I kind of re-niched. In the very beginning, I was an author assistant and worked with authors with proofreading and editing and all those things. Really enjoyed that. Helped with some great manuscripts. But in 2020, I decided to re-niche and specialize in relationship management and follow-up, just because those are key pieces of building a business and building those relationships that you need to build to help move your business forward. Of course, the pandemic hit a couple of months later, and I saw a bunch of professionals moving into the online space, and I did want to help them more as well. So I decided to build a team. So by the beginning of 2021, I had a team put together, and currently we have 10, including myself, team members on the Tiger Eye Solution team. And we all kind of specialize in different areas. So if you'd like to learn more about Tiger Eye Solution and what they do or how they can help you, please do reach out. I'll be happy to have a conversation. And this is my why. This is my family. My husband, Jeff, my 3 children, Caleb, Matthew, and Alyssa, my daughter-in-law, Abby, who is celebrating a birthday today. So happy birthday to Abby. And her and Caleb are the parents of these 2 cute little ones, John Price and Hattie Joe, my 2 twin grandbabies. And who are 8 months old now. Goodness, I cannot believe they're already 8 months old. But this is the why. This is the reason and my why I get up and do what I do every single day. I have changed some things within my business and with my schedule, of course, since having grandchildren, so that time with them, of course, can be implemented. And of course, time with my family as well. So I know you have a why as well. Make sure you keep that top of mind, or maybe write it down or something where you can see it on a daily basis. I have photos all around my office of my family, which helps keep that top of mind for me. They are the reason that I get up and do what I do every single day. So that can be beneficial to you, right? So let's dive in to our topic. Do's and don'ts of a productive workday. There's a lot of them, okay? This is just the tip of the iceberg, okay? We'll put it that way. So there are certain things that I don't do during a workday. It took a lot of discipline for me to have these guidelines for myself. In the very beginning, I did have to put guidelines in place, but one of those things is laundry. I do not do laundry during the day. It's too easy to kind of go back and forth, putting them in the washer, in the dryer, getting them folded, putting them away, all the things that goes along with doing laundry. I don't need that distraction, and I don't have the time to go back and forth and do that all throughout the day. So, and that's time taken away. I mean, because you could spend hours doing laundry, depending upon how much laundry you have to do, how big your family is, right? It could take 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of your day just going back and doing the different things that goes along with doing your laundry. And that's time that you have lost, that you could be at your desk or doing something productive for your business, right? So putting those guidelines in place are very important. You are the business owner. Yes, you can create that specific time to work on your business and time to do your laundry or other chores you may have around the house. But time is money. So you don't want to lose that time, right? So make sure you have those boundaries and guidelines in place. And you are working on the things you want to work on during that specific time frame that you want your business, your work in your business to get done, or work that you need to get done for clients even, right? Another one is clean the kitchen. I never do dishes or clean the kitchen during the workday. If I used a pot or something, maybe to cook breakfast or cook my lunch, or to have a snack, then I'll put it in the sink and do dishes later. For me, on the norm, dishes get done in the evenings after dinner. All the dishes that have been used throughout the day, yes, they're in the sink and they're dirty and they need to be done, but they're not going to get done until in the evening after dinner is over. That way it's not affecting my workday, and I know that. Yes, I might use a cup here and there or whatever throughout the day. When I'm done, I'll just stick it in the sink. I know it'll get taken care of that evening. After the day is done, after dinner is done, it'll get taken care of. And you want to keep your head in the game when you're trying to focus on work, and especially client work that you're trying to complete for your clients or customers. You need to stay focused during the time that you are working for them or doing things for them. So going to do the dishes definitely is a distraction. It also takes you away from your desk or your work area, because you have to go to the kitchen, right, to do the dishes that need to be done. So designate a specific time of day to actually get the dishes done. You could do it in the evening like I do, after the whole day's done, all the dishes that have been used or in the sink, they're dirty and they need to be taken care of. So take care of them at the end of the day when your work has already been completed for the day, right? Talk on the phone with friends and family. Oh, this is a big one, right? And sometimes you may talk on the phone or you may be texting, because texting is a little bit more the norm these days. I'll put it that way. So texting with friends and family or talking on the phone with friends and family. Sometimes this may take a little bit of training on your part, but once, you explain it to them and let them know, this is the time that I'm working. Please don't contact me during this specific time, right? I need to stay focused on the tasks at hand, what I need to accomplish for my clients or my customers. So please don't text me or call me during whatever the hours are that you're going to be doing your work. My hours for me is 8 a.m. in the morning to 3 p.m. in the afternoon. I do take a 30-minute break in the middle of the day. So I may text or call, usually my husband. I'm not going to just text and call any and everybody during that 30 minutes, because I do want to eat some lunch during that 30 minutes as well, right? So usually it's one of my close family members, normally my husband, is who gets that given time. But if you explain it to them and let them know that you do have a designated time allotted to do work for your clients and customers in your business, then they should respect that. right? Robert says, I put mine in the dishwasher. It saves me a lot of time. I do that as well, but it gets done at the end of the day. All the dirty dishes throughout the day accumulate in the sink through the day, and then at the end of the day after dinner, all the dirty dishes get put in the dishwasher and it gets turned on. So yes, very, very good. Now, if they call me during the day and I know something is up or something important, there's a situation going on, then I will answer the phone or answer that text message. If I know of a situation that's going on with that person or with that family member, whatever the case may be, and they send me a message or try to call me, then yes, I will answer that text or that phone call. But, in the beginning, I did have to be careful with, friends that may or may not understand. She's working from home. She's got time to talk. No, I don't. Not throughout the whole day. I don't have just any given time to talk. I have work I have to do. So you need to respect that. Just as if you had a job outside your business. I did when I was a teacher. That was my job, outside my home, outside my business, everything. I didn't have a business back then. And I went to my job every day. I went to the classroom every day to work with the kids. I didn't accept phone calls all throughout the day. Unless I knew it was an emergency, then yes, I would take the call. Well, it's the same thing now. No, I don't leave my home to do my work because I work from home. But it's still the same. I do have specific hours that I'm doing my work, and that needs to be respected by others. So, of course, unless you take a lunch break. Some people may take 30 minutes. Some people may take an hour, for a lunch break. If they've called you, left you a message, something urgent has come up, then by all means, yes, call them back during your break and get the information that you need, or find out what it is that's going on, or, how they need your help, or whatever the case may be. Okay. Paying personal bills and shopping online. How easy is that to do? It's real easy. Trust me. I went down that rabbit hole before. But like I said, that can be really hard to make that boundary, to set that boundary, because, there's emails coming in all day about, this bill needs paid, that bill needs paid, or maybe your favorite online shopping store sends emails and you want to go check out maybe whatever sales they may have going on at that time. That's really hard. I set that apart by, I do have a personal email account and then, of course, business email account. So there's a specific time of day. Usually first thing in the morning, I would check my personal email account. I don't go back to that till the next day. Unless I see something I do need to take care of, then I'll go back to it in the afternoon when my work day is over. Take care of that, or pay that bill, or answer that email, or whatever the case may be. Right? But you don't want to pay your personal bills or do online shopping during your workday. I have specific folders as well set up in that email to where I put the emails I do need to relook at, at a specific time when I'm available to do that. Right. So you have to stop and think, if I worked for someone else out in the office or in a classroom or whatever, would I be doing this now? No, you wouldn't. Right? If you had an office job, or you had a job outside your home, or you worked in a classroom like I did before, would you be checking your personal emails throughout the day? Answering emails or paying bills or going to that online store? No, you wouldn't. So these guidelines can help you quiet some of those voices in your head telling you to go jump over there and look and see what they got on sale, because that can happen, right? Gibberish, as I like to call it. Don't do that. And this could help you have a more productive day, right? All right, let's look at some do's, some things you can do throughout your workday. Start your day at the same time every day. Like I said, my office hours are 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. So yes, I get up at a certain time. I do morning chores, if you will, around the house in the morning before coming to my office and starting my workday. And that can help you create a routine as well. And that really can help you be productive by creating that routine, getting in the habit of doing your work at the same exact time every single day. So I start my work at 8 a.m. every morning. Now, sometimes in the afternoons, I may have to adjust my schedule and be done a little earlier than 3 p.m. if I have personal obligations that I have to take care of on that specific day. Now, that does happen sometimes. It doesn't happen every day, but it can happen at times. So I couldn't imagine, eating breakfast with a TV on and trying to read a book. Is that something that you could do? Or, before you know it, that time has slipped away. Early in the morning, yes, I like to read. I do have a specific reading routine, I guess you could say, that I have early in the mornings. But that does not affect my workday. I do it before I start my workday. And I don't do it with the TV on either, so that I can focus on what I'm reading and really comprehend what it is I'm reading. Next, start looking at emails that have come in overnight and prioritize them into your day. That is one of the first things I do when I get to my office is emails and return phone calls if needed. I do have a separate phone line for business. So I do check that phone every morning when I get to my office to see if I have missed any calls or if I need to return any calls or text messages, because that's also an option that they can text me at that number as well. Good morning, Dee Bowen. So glad that you're here with us. So sit down and prioritize your day and go through the specific emails, especially your business emails. You want to, categorize them is the best way to do that. Create certain folders and go back to the folder of needs my attention. Maybe create one that says needs my attention. And put all the ones you definitely need to look at, maybe need to respond to in that folder. And then the rest of them, are not as important. Yes, you can look at them if you have the time. However, they don't need your immediate attention, right? Good morning, Facebook user. I can't see your name. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the tips. So be prepared every day when you do get to your workspace and start your workday. It's helpful also to schedule those things into your day. Like I said, the emails or the phone calls, because you want to take X amount of time to read through those emails, respond to those emails if you need to, or return those phone calls that you may have missed. Because, especially in my business, we can work with clients worldwide. So, we could have a client that's in another country, another time zone, right? So their work day may be through the evening and night hours when I'm not in my office. So they may send me an email or they may give me a phone call. I'm not going to be able to respond to them right away because I'm not in my office in the evenings, or I could be in the bed asleep if it's through the night, right? But first thing when I do get to my office the next day, that is something that I definitely want to respond to, is that email that they've sent me, or call them back, hoping that they can answer the phone if it's a phone call. If not, then I would do it definitely a text message to let them know I received their phone call. Yes, this is something we need to discuss, or that's something I would take care of, whatever the case may be. So emails and phone calls, just make sure it's nothing that you don't overlook, anything that's urgent that needs your attention. Okay. All right, moving on. Block out time on your calendar to work on specific projects, especially if it's clients or customer projects. Okay. So, and some work may take less time. Maybe you have only a 20-minute time frame left to do client so-and-so's work. Well, that's great. Take that 20-minute or that 30 minutes and get that project done. And then those that don't need that much time, or may need more time, you need to focus on those too, because you're going to have the larger projects as well. You want to block out time for any projects that you have. Remember, we spoke last week about how make your list of at least 3 things to do throughout your workday. Well, one of your small projects could be on your list. One of your large projects could be on your list. However, if it's a large project, you may or may not get it completed that day. So if you do put that large project on your to-do list that we spoke of last week, also put how much time you want to spend on that large project. If it's an hour, 2 hours, 30 minutes, whatever it is, when you're putting it on your to-do list, yes, you're going to work on this project, but how long are you going to work on that project on that specific day, right? Because it's wise to work on a large project a little at a time before your deadline of when it has to be completed. Okay. So definitely block out time to work on your projects. And, that way you're also available for anyone that has scheduled time on your calendar. Some people may schedule some time on your calendar to have a Zoom call or a phone call with you. That is something that I have available as well. All these networking events I attend, those coffee chats that I want to have with those people that I meet, they have that option to go to my calendar and schedule a call with me. So yes, I may have this project I need to work on today, but I also may have a call that has been scheduled with John Doe. So I need to make sure I put that on my list and set aside time whenever he scheduled that call to make sure I'm available for that call, so I can have that conversation with John Doe, right? All right, work on one task at a time when possible. This is not always possible, but sometimes things just explode, for a lack of a better term, right? So, but you want to try to work on, especially if it's clients' work, work on one thing at a time. That's why I spoke of that list last week. I mean, if you want to put 5 things on your list to get done in a day, that's fine. Whatever works best for you. But at least put 3 tasks on your to-do list for that particular day. And try to stick to that schedule or that time frame that you have set aside to do those tasks. But like I said, other things do come up. Don't get me wrong. Other things do come up during the day when you're trying to complete those tasks. But just make sure you do try to stick to the items that you have written down to complete that day. I hope y'all enjoyed these tips. I hope it's been beneficial for you. If you have any questions about anything I shared, you can put it in the comments. You can send me a private message. I'll be happy to answer your questions or have a discussion with you. But scheduling your day is so important, and it makes your day go so much smoother as well. When you get to your workspace, office, whatever it is, exactly what you have to do that day. A good rule of thumb is to make your list before you leave the office the day before for the next day. Like today, I can make a list for Monday when I come back to my office of the things that I need to get done on Monday. Or yesterday, you could have made a list before you left your workspace of what you needed to get done today. Right? Thank you, Robert. I'm glad you enjoyed these tips. I hope y'all can implement them into your work day, and I hope it makes it easier, make your work day go a little bit smoother for you. Again, thank you for those that were here joining me live. If you're watching this later, do use #replay. And again, I want to mention the Academy. The doors will be opening next Monday, next week. Doors will be open October 2nd through November 30th. It is a 6-month academy. It's all about networking, all the things you need to know about how to network effectively and make the most of your networking efforts. It does have 10 modules with 6 to 8 lessons in each module. There's a lot of content. There's videos. There's downloadables. There's so many things in there that can help you and help you benefit from your networking efforts for sure. I will be posting that in the group, the opportunity to sign up for that academy. You'll also see it all over my social media platforms. So if you're interested, if you have any questions about it also, and you want to talk to me first before making that decision to join, I'll be happy to have that conversation with you as well to kind of go a little bit more in depth of what the academy entails. Like I said, it is a 6-month program. You do go through the academy on your own at your own pace. Once you do sign up, you will have access to the academy for life, and you will also have access to me for that 6-month period. We will have once-a-month study halls where you can bring all your questions or any items that you might want to discuss, that you've learned or went through while you've been going through the lessons in the academy. So it's very beneficial. If you are big into networking or you're just starting your networking, please come join us. We would love to have you. Until next week, I hope everyone has a great weekend, and I'll see you again next Friday.